If you can't afford the $5, $10, or $15,000 expense of buying a home battery and solar, there is an option still much cheaper that allows you to make sure the most important thing in your house keeps using power and is able to function even if there's a blackout of 6 hours, 12 hours, up to 18 hours, sometimes possibly even up to a day, depending on the right situation. I'll explain how it works. Please contribute. It really helps my independent, honest journalism. The solution I'm talking about is a portable home battery like this one, the Delta 3 Plus from Ecoflow, which they sent me for review. It has 1 kilowatt hour of storage inside here and costs of currently about $1,400 on sale. So what this enables you is to be able to use your fridge, which I think is the most important thing in your house that uses electricity. Now, other people may disagree. They may think that the internet is the most important thing, or perhaps the TV or PlayStation. But realistically, sensibly speaking, the fridge is the most important thing in your house, because if you have an extended power outage, that's what you need to be powered on to make sure that you don't lose hundreds of dollars or potentially $500 or more easily if you have meat and other expensive cheeses and things in there, all melting and going off, having to be thrown away and purchased again. This can keep my fridge, which is a couple years old, running for between 18 hours and 24 hours, depending on the time of year. I will show you stats on screen how much the fridge uses using a gadget called a Powersensor. I've measured for more than 6 months of fridge use every day. Yes, I am known for being thorough. And it uses about 0.8 of a kilowatt hour in winter, up to about 1.25 kilowatt hours in summer. Makes sense. When it's hotter, the fridge needs to make more of an effort to stay cool, especially since this fridge is at the northwestern end of our house, which is the bit that gets the warmest. Behind it, the bricks will get pretty warm during summer. This is our fridge's Energy Star rating. Try and get as many stars as you can, but obviously you'll be restricted depending on the dimensions of your fridge and what's available in terms of the storage space you need. We got the most stars that were possible with the size of fridge that could fit in the fridge cavity in our house. So according to this, the energy consumption is 467 kilowatt hours per year, which roughly works out to probably a slightly pessimistic estimate. If there were more than 2 people in the house, which is what we have in our house, then people would be opening and closing the door a lot more, which makes the fridge use up a lot more electricity to cool down again. But in our house, it uses 0.8 to 1.25 kilowatt hours per day. And that means that a 1 kilowatt hour portable battery can run it for 18 hours in summer and about 24 hours in winter. And that's pretty much covering most power outages that most people will experience. The longest we've experienced at our house is about 8 hours when Ausgrid needed to shut down the power on our street to do some maintenance work on the power poles. Every fridge is different. This fridge, for example, is a fridge freezer with the fridge on top and the freezer on the bottom. That style is more efficient than the kind which has 2 separate doors for fridge freezer. And it's also more efficient than the kind that has things like ice cube makers and chilled water dispensers in it. Also, something that people really don't understand and can be sucking up a huge amount of the electricity bill. If you keep an old fridge or a small fridge in your garage as a beer fridge or spare drinks fridge, and usually garages are not insulated in Australia, so they're really vary in temperature, especially in summer. That fridge could be using huge amounts of electricity without you knowing it. Try not to do that if possible. Keep your spare drinks fridge somewhere in the house where the temperature is more stable, ideally. Or, maybe use a cold esky temporarily when you have big events with ice in it instead. That would use a lot less electricity in total. Also, try not to do what I'm doing now. If you have lots of people in your house who keep the fridge doors open for ages and ages while staring inside and wondering what to eat, that's going to be increasing the electricity use of your fridge a lot. And it'll make warnings like that. So I better close the door. Yep. I can see clearly on my Powersensor stats for the last 6 months of fridge usage, the times of day at breakfast, lunch, and dinner when myself or my wife have opened the fridge door and taken stuff in and out. Also at times of day when we usually go shopping and then keep the fridge door open for a couple minutes at a time while we're loading everything in there. Yeah. So there's a tip for you. Avoid opening the doors as much as possible, and when you do open them for as short a time as possible. This is what I mean by big power consumption changes caused by keeping the fridge door open for long periods. Usually this fridge runs calmly and steadily, and it uses much less than 100 watts power draw at any given time. But because I had the fridge door open for an extended period while making that video, it's drawing heaps more electricity to get the temperature inside the fridge down to the target level again. So, yep, there's a good example. If you use the fridge irresponsibly and keep the door open a lot, then it will suck down electricity much faster than if it's kept closed and only opened when needed for the minimum amount of time. On the other side, it has a nice, bright, easy to see screen which can be turned on with a single press of the power button. It shows the input power, Wi-Fi connectivity. The app is really good. Percentage of battery remaining, time estimated of battery capacity remaining depending on what the power draw is, and also the output currently of power from the battery if something's plugged in and drawing power. And as you can see here, plenty of things can draw power. You've got your old school USB-A sockets, you've got USB-C sockets up to 140 watts. So that could power most laptops, for example. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 AC standard power sockets. That would be handy when camping, for example. You could run an induction cooktop or some lights or charge multiple gadgets at the same time. So everyone in your family can have their phones recharged the next day, or perhaps a drone. While the Delta 3 Plus does have good sturdy carry handles, that doesn't mean it's really light. I think 1 kilowatt hour is a good weight balance for capacity of portable home batteries like this, because anything more than this, say 2 or 3 kilowatt hours of portable home battery, is going to be really heavy and hard to lift. This, for example, is a bit over 12 kilos, so you can just figure that out, basic maths for yourself. If you get a multiple in size of this, it's going to need more than one person to carry, and it's going to be really heavy. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. It really helps me make more videos like this for you. And have a look at the suggested videos up above. I'm pretty sure you'll like those as well. Thanks, and see you later.